Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and I love getting to be here each and every morning to hopefully inspire you, maybe for a new career or maybe to try a new recipe in the kitchen. We've got a great show ahead of us for this edition of Wasatch Weekends. We're going to introduce you to recruiter guy Bill Humbert, who could maybe help you find a new career. We're also going to step into the kitchen with Kim and Gretchen, and they're going to make some delicious pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, which is absolutely nostalgic for me, and I hope it is for you as well. But let's take a look at that local weather forecast. I had a chance to sit down with recruiter guy Bill Humbert, who gives great information on what it's like to search for a new job or maybe search for that perfect candidate for a role that you have available in your company. So let's hear what he has to say. Are you in the market for a new career? Are you looking to make a shift? Well then, Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy, is the perfect person to help you do so. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm so lovely because I get to spend some time chatting with you. You always have such great information, and you've got some great statistics that we're going to get into here in just a moment.
Yes, we will. And I even have a QR code that I'm going to show too. Businesses are missing many of the top candidates. And the reason is that they've heard from the government that the official unemployment rate at the end of March 2024 is 3.8%. And many companies feel that we're in full employment at that point. And you can find these statistics by clicking on this QR code. And what you'll see is a table from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they will show that that line U3 is the official unemployment statistic, which is 3.8%. Now, the way that works is the government only is tracking the people who are on unemployment insurance, and as soon as they drop off, then they drop down to line U6. And I have to read to you how that's described because it's like 2 or 3 lines long. U6 is the total unemployed, so U3, plus all persons marginally attached to the workforce, plus total employed part-time for economic reasons. In other words, they need money. As a percent of the civilian labor force, plus all persons marginally attached to the labor force. And the rate for the people in U6 at the end of March 2024 is 7.3% of the total workforce, or 12,015,800 people. Now, that's the true unemployment number. And as a talent attraction consultant, these statistics on U6 are cause for celebration. Can't you find at least one candidate that's a qualified candidate out of over 12 million workers? Sure.
It's wild to hear these numbers, and it's wild to see how this has kind of shifted throughout the years, because this is something that everyone follows along with. Now let's talk about how these statistics are impacting businesses.
Well, so what I hear, as a talent attraction consultant, is I talk to executives and they're saying we're having a terrible time finding the right people. And I say, why? Well, the country is at full employment. And I go, well, let me show you the reason why we're really not at full employment. And when I show them U6 and say, the total unemployment number is truly 7.3% or 12,015,800 people, they're going, what? So it's important for the executives to know this so that if they hear from HR or anybody else that they can't find the right person, they go, so there's over 12 million people unemployed. What's up?
So as they're sitting down, as they're working through this process, what should hiring managers do to change the perception of the recruiters?
Well, one of the things that they can do, hopefully some of the recruiters are looking at this TV interview that we have and they go, oh, I didn't know that. And, it's true. Most people don't. If not, then the executives and the hiring managers can take that. Here, I'll show the QR code one more time. Take the QR code and go to the table itself and then show that to the recruiters and say, hey, you have plenty of people to choose from. Now go get them. Or with me, I tell managers, think of me as a Labrador Retriever. Show me what the bone looks like and go fetch, Humbert.
I was just going to ask you, what is your recommendation for hiring managers as they're going through this process? But it sounds like it's just to come to you and get the best help possible.
That's a great way of doing it. I love, I've been doing this over 40 years, and obviously I love what I do, and it's fun being a Labrador Retriever of people.
I would imagine it is. Now, if people are interested, hiring managers, executives, in getting more information from you, what's the best way for them to do so?
Simply go to my website, recruiterguy.com, and then there's a red banner, and on that red banner, click and put yourself on my calendar whenever it's at your convenience.
Which is such a great way for people to pick the master's brain, because you are the recruiter guy. And not only can you help people find the perfect job to suit them, but you can also help businesses find the perfect candidates for their available positions.
Thank you, and that's true. I love doing that.
Bill, just really quickly, how long have you been doing this job?
Since 1981.
And that's why you're the expert in this space. People can trust you, they know you, and you've got great credentials because you've been helping people do this for a very long time.
I have one client that since 1996 has worked with me 11 times.
Wow.
And most recently to find a COO for his restaurant business.
See, that's incredible, and that's why they call you the recruiter guy. Bill, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us this morning.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
Make sure that if you are struggling to find those perfect candidates, you reach out to Bill. That way you can get all the great information and learn these tips and tricks. You can always rewind this interview to get that QR code again, and that way you can see the true statistics. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned. It's that time of year where you are looking for activities to maybe help you entertain the kiddos in the kitchen, or maybe you're just looking for some new recipes to try now that the seasons come to an end and things slow down. Well, Gretchen and Kim have a great recipe to make some pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, and so we're going to step into the kitchen with them.
We're here
We're in the kitchen. I like it.
It's always so much fun to be in the kitchen because we get to experiment with recipes, and I'm determined, I've decided that I'm helping make you and Ross expert cooks.
I knew this, Ross and I. We should do a little like Top Chef moment where it's like who does better, Ross or I. That'd be hilarious.
Sure, and I'll be the judge. I'm totally on board with that. I love it. So we're gonna actually make one of my favorite recipes, and I used to think this was a secret recipe because my roommate used to make it. My old roommate, we're no longer, but she used to make these all the time, and we'd always be so excited. Dana, make your
Awesome.
pumpkin muffins.
Ooh,
So
I'm
today we are going to try it. Turns out it's quite easy to make.
And I like that chocolate chips are involved. Anytime you say pumpkin and chocolate chip, I'm there. I'm here for it.
So you can make this 3 ingredients or less. Typically the base is just a spice cake box mix and then pumpkin puree. So you don't want to use the pumpkin pie puree that you can get already made because it's got extra spices and things like that.
Okay.
But what's fun about this recipe too is if you didn't have the spice mix, you can actually just use like a white cake or a yellow cake box mix.
So you can kind of mix it
and
up
then,
and
yeah,
figure, okay,
and
cool.
then add in the pumpkin pie spice. But we've got the spice cake. We don't even have to worry about it.
Simple.
Keeping it simple, not stupid.
I was just about to say keep it simple.
Yes, exactly.
Keep it simple, stupid.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. We actually have our oven preheated to 350 degrees.
Okay.
Which is really great. We're actually going to bake these for about 20 minutes. So that's about the time that it takes. So that being said, let's get to assembling
ready. Let's do it.
I was going to say cupcakes, the muffins.
Same difference. We're good.
Personal opinion, you can have pumpkin any time of year. What do you think?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, pumpkin is my favorite. Pumpkin pie all year round. Love it.
All
Yes,
year round,
yes.
exactly. So we've got our box cakes mix. We've got the pumpkin puree. So Gretchen, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and getting started on opening that can. And then we're also gonna, we're just gonna blend it all together, line our muffin tin, pop it all in the oven, put some chocolate chips
How
into
easy.
it. It's
I like
the
this.
easiest. And you know, you can do a variety on this recipe if you wanted to with chocolate chips. You can add in walnuts, pecans, you know, or pecans, depending on how you want to say it.
The other day when you asked me, I had to say it 3 times. I'm like, pecan, pecan, pecan. I don't know what's right.
Or, you know, raisins or dried cranberries. But we're going to go with the sweet side because it's Friday, and why not?
Why
you know?
not? It is Friday. It feels like a Friday. I'm ready for this weekend and closing day weekend, so we can celebrate.
It's so much fun. So, okay, so you open the pumpkin pie.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and scoop it in here. If you wouldn't mind opening the spice mix.
Yes.
And then we'll add that in there as well. And then you can just blend it all together. So it'll be a denser batter than probably what you're used to if you're making a cake. You know, usually you'll have eggs and oil. But
I just love this because it's 3 items. I mean, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You can't mess up with this.
and you can really just make it with 2 if you absolutely were in dire straits. But you know
And
what?
what were you saying about cranberries as well? You can make
put,
it
like
with
dried cranberries
cool
in.
fruit.
That's super Thanksgiving-esque. but
Yes.
I like dried cranberries all time of year as well. So we're gonna scoop all of this in here, and then while you open that that bag of spice mix, always risky. There might be some scissors in the drawer.
I know.
next to
I'm
you.
like, okay, I can do this. I have nails. One of our cameramen is looking at me like, please don't get this all over yourself and the camera.
You know, if you're not getting messy in the kitchen, I don't think you're doing it right. You know?
There we go.
Perfect. So we've got our spice mix. So it's that easy. Spice mix, pumpkin pie, or pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie, because it's got added spices to it.
And I have to say, Kim, it smells so good. I love it already.
It smells like the holidays. I don't mean to
does.
rush the summer, but I was just thinking about the
It
holidays.
totally does. Yes.
And we love it here. So you have 2 options. We can hand mix this in, which I think I will, just so that it doesn't, you know,
Get all over
powder
us.
all over us, create a powder cloud. We don't want to do that. And while I'm doing that, Gretchen,
Yes,
if you want to line our muffin tins,
Cool.
you can also, if you don't have muffin liners, that's okay. You can just spray some cooking oil or vegetable oil or even butter along that, and we'll just line it just like that.
I think this is fun too because you could get like kind of funky with it and do like little glitter sparkles or like, you know what I mean? Make it
a little bit
all
of
festive.
edible glitter.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that's not a bad idea there.
Anytime you can have glitter, why not glitter it up, right?
It's true. Well, you know, closing weekend, Gretchen, is there a specific meal that you like to have before your last day on this list? Like a breakfast that's a little bit hearty, maybe some pumpkin muffins.
Oh, I will be having pumpkin muffins. You know, I am a big egg fan. That's kind of my go-to is I love having eggs or, you know, a good old Nutri-Grain bar.
Nutri-Grain bar, that's exactly it.
For the ones of us that don't cook a lot.
So lots of exciting activities that are happening this
gosh,
weekend.
a lot.
You know, we've got Vail has their formal closing bash today.
It's so cool.
And then,
yeah.
what else is going on? You know, this is my first closing season.
Oh my
here.
gosh. So the mountain is crazy all weekend long. The town is going to be just insane this weekend. I've had probably, I don't even know how many, a lot of people from Aspen and all over the country writing me and saying, oh, are you going to be there? What are you doing? I'm like, my mom and dad are here. I'm excited.
It's such a fun weekend to have them in town.
Oh my gosh, totally.
It is buzzing with activity. I know
But there's so much going on. The Chasing Rabbits always has something going on, and they have a DJ. And then, like you said, there's a closing day DJ. There's a party for free, which is awesome.
And then like ski races are happening today from I think 12 to 3.
Exactly.
It's pretty great. You know, you can always head over to the Vail Mountain social media to check that out.
They do a great job.
Get on their website. I'm a big fan of closing days.
It's so fun because everyone, you know, it's a sense of community and everyone comes together, and this season has been highs and lows, good weather, not so good weather, but everyone's had fun and you all come together. It's family feel, and it's just that moment of like, you know what, we'll see you next year.
It's true. Well, our batter is mixed.
Okay.
Do we want to throw in the chocolate chips?
I say yes.
I say yes too.
Yes.
So if you wouldn't mind opening up the chocolate chips.
Who says no to chocolate chips? Something's wrong with that person.
People don't like chocolate. I don't trust them.
Yeah, right. I'm like that with people that don't like dogs anymore. I'm like, you know, you're not a dog lover. I don't know about you.
So we'll just do, I don't know, about half the package. You can measure it out if you want to. I like mine a little bit extra chocolatey.
Me too.
I don't love a muffin that's got like 3 chocolate chips in it. I mean, are you kidding? Why even bother?
I know a man sitting to the right off stage, my dad, who will be very excited for all the chocolate. He is a chocolate connoisseur.
I love it. I love it. So we'll just kind of do a quick stir, and then here's the best part, and this is totally up to you if you want to scoop it into the muffin tin. You can either just scoop it, or I like to keep it a little bit even with an ice cream scoop.
I literally thought you were going to say, oh, you can just dive right in with your hands. I'm like, Kim, I'm not
I mean,
savage.
honestly, what's great about this recipe, it is actually fully vegan. You know, we did the spice cake mix, the pumpkin puree, and these are vegan plant-based chocolate chips. So,
smells so
yeah,
good.
pretty great. So we'll just keep scooping them all in, and then if you are interested in that and you don't eat dairy, you don't eat eggs, whatever it is, this is the perfect pumpkin muffin recipe.
I just want to take a bite. It looks so good.
Well, and that's the best part, that it is edible, so you can eat it raw, unlike cookie dough. Even though
I'm
sometimes
going
I
in.
still eat cookie dough raw. Oh, she did it. She
did
it.
It's so good.
Awesome.
Yummy.
Well, I'll keep
Love it.
scooping for you.
Can I just keep on?
You can keep on doing that, and we'll just scoop it so we can get these muffin tins. That's a little bit of a bigger scoop than I wanted, but
what a cool! I love this. So, okay, as you're scooping, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did your friend, your old roommate, let you know how she found this? Where did she find this recipe?
I don't know. She did not actually, but
we might be sharing a family secret right here.
I doubt it. The internet also has the recipe.
TikTok. There we go.
You know, I'm a big fan of the internet TikTok recipes. So we're just going to finish scooping these in here and then pop them into the oven, and it's going to be perfect because it's honestly my favorite Friday breakfast to date, I think, as you can see.
I love this, and I'll feel good about eating it because it's not that awful for you.
It's true.
And it tastes really,
I would say it's fairly healthy. If you wanted to make it extra healthy, you'd just do a different,
right.
A cake mix that's not necessarily mainstream.
And I will say just the batter itself was delicious. And I'm not just saying that, it was real good. It was real good.
I'm a big fan of all kinds of batter.
Me too.
Cake batter, cookie batter, all the batter and ice cream, it is what it is.
It sparks joy, as it
does spark joy.
It was.
And we're just gonna scrape the bowl here, and hopefully I don't get my fluffy white shirt. I always tend to wear the white shirts on the days that I'm in the kitchen with the messiest.
I know, literally, it's just like hanging on.
So we'll just do this. There we go.
Kim, they look beautiful.
They do, really. And what's great about the ice cream scoop is that it kind of keeps them uniform. So we'll scrape a little bit down into
That was a really good call. That was very easy. And that's something I wouldn't have always thought to do. So there you go.
It's great. So muffins are ready. Do you want to put them in the oven?
Yes, please.
All right, we're going to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. And then they're just going to hang out in the oven. We'll pull them out either nice and warm or cool. The chocolate will melt. It'll taste like holidays and joy. It sparks joy in my life.
I love it. It does. Yes, sparks joy. I love it.
Awesome. Well, we've got a lot happening. We've got National Poker Day. I had a conversation with a professional poker player just before he went into the tournament. It turns out he won the tournament.
That's such an Oh, he won.
He did. So I can't wait to show you that conversation. But we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back after this. But I tell you what, We've got the pumpkin muffins, and they smell delicious.
And
Can you smell them?
Oh, let me smell.
Oh, we're taking a
Oh,
quick
they
look.
really
it
smell
smells
good.
like holidays, warmth, fun,
It really does.
deliciousness.
And we had our taste tester. My dad gave him an enthusiastic 2 thumbs up. So very, very good. Coming from Bruce Snyder, big
nice
moment.
and chocolatey. You can smell all of the pumpkin pie
Yes.
spices in it, and you know what? I want this like in my house all the time.
I know,
you
it smells like a really good candle. I have
It
to say, there is something about baking. I see it now, Kim. You've shown me the way, because show me the light, as it were, because it makes you feel a sense of just pride after I took pictures already, and it kind of calms you down. There's something to it, and your house smells good.
A little bit of
TBH.
effort, a little bit of time, a lot of rewards.
We want to thank you so much for tuning into your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here each and every morning over the course of the weekend to bring you some great information, maybe help you try something new, or maybe inspire you to change your life. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow for your Monday edition of Wasatch Weekends. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I'll see you then.